Alright, on this build video, we're going to do Deadeye, my version of Deadeye. And the biggest thing about Deadeye is you've got to build as much crit damage as you possibly can. So, I'm using SVD, which I feel is kind of cheesy because the gun seems a little bit too accurate on the move while you're scoped in. It's just, but I still use it because it's a good gun. It's a freaking surplus SVD. Deadly, unforgiving, accurate. I only did unforgiving for PvP type, where you get hit a little bit, or even in PvE if you're getting shot at and you don't even notice it, you're just gonna keep stacking that damage. So yeah, it's a decent gun. I would prefer prepared, but just the way it worked out, I like to roll accurate, and it makes the gun's like a fucking laser cannon. So, and then on the attachments, it's friggin' extended mag got to 4% crit damage. I can't find anything higher than that. The C79 scope 19% crit damage. I'm pretty sure that's max, unless it is 20. I'm not sure. SR7 suppressors 19 crit damage. Crit chance I really didn't need on there, but it was the best one I had. Small grip 19% crit damage again. I think that's max as well. I mean, they could be, I haven't looked at the sheet, but there could be 20s on all those. I don't know, but this is as high as I get that I have. So it works for me. Well, anyways, I'm running a freaking Reckless chest, which seems pretty strong in this patch. It's the first time I've run it in this patch. Used to run it, back in like 1.3 to get like super huge on the Century builds. You get that extra 8% damage. It never felt like, there was a point where it was broken, was like 1.2, where you're actually taking in 10% less damage. But in Last Stand, this feels really good. You're going to get caught with your pants down and you're fucked anyways, but yeah. Or you could use, if you have Barrett's, that works too. But Reckless to give you that solid 8% damage all the time. But if you're feeling a little bit squishy, I'm not even glass at all. I've got a pretty decent amount of stamina. You could use Barrett's or Vigorous if you have a healer on your team, if you don't want that extra bit of damage. So, yeah, and then Mask is just, this is the best one I could get. I had to roll firearms a little better, but you don't need crit chance on the Mask. And knee pads, same, roll max crit damage as the Major. I wish I had better freaking minors, like bleed or burn resistance, but it is what it is. It works well. I ain't got the best roll on it, main stat, but yeah. And then I got the specialized backpack that runs, I got max, I use burn resistance, so I at least have some burn resistance. And the Major run crit damage there, that's the max roll. Gloves, gotta have marksman rifle damage and crit hit damage, and to make it because I use this a lot in PvE too. It just kills everything fucking really fast. So use stack a little bit of enemy armor damage, and I'm pretty sure that's max crit damage. And I think the marksman rifle's pretty high up there. I think it's 4,700 is the max, somewhere in there. And then decent. This is the only other thing I have health on besides the chest piece, and that's why I have decent stamina, but my toughness is low because I don't have a lot of health stacked into, it doesn't need to be there, because I'm more of an offensive person when it comes to killing things. So, and I'd rather kill them quicker. My defense is killing them faster. So yeah, doesn't always work, but it works pretty well. Like I said, I had that little bit on that suppressor. I had that little bit of crit chance. Didn't really need it. Don't need it at all for scoped in. But crit damage 156%. I want to say that's max, if not 160. But I don't know where you're gonna get another 4% at. The damn thing hits like a truck. So yeah, it works good, and I like it for it's. I don't like to play with it all the time in Last Stand and PvP because it's just I like to be up in it. So this is if I feel like being more of a kill from a distance or a little bit further away instead of being up in the mix, because you can really hit players for I think it hits most players for 50 to 60, I want to say. And then if we go over here and shoot some reds, I mean, it does, if they're even here. Well, of course, when I need them to be, they're not here, but yeah. We'll run over to Frey and kill him real quick. But it's a good hardy build if you're into. It feels kind of cheesy, it really does, because you hit people so hard, but you really have to be good at aiming and listening to your surroundings, because when you're scoped in, you can see, but you can't see that much, you know, to this, you're on your peripherals. So it feels good, you know. It hits pretty hard. I use it for playing solo PvE. Just kills shit really fast when I'm mostly doing these bosses and whatnot. If I can hit him, Jesus Christ! Well, there we go. I'll just shoot the wall. That's cool too. Yeah, it one-shots reds, so we had 185,000. And the other thing I use is the talent to make it easier, so you always have that your extra, you know, scan crit damage, 18 to 20% depending on which one you're using. Is go to talents and use instead of using on the move with this, you know, which is good for, you know, run and gun type shit, and you get that little damage reduction. I switched it to precision, so as long as you headshot them, you get the pulse, even if your pulse isn't up. So it helps. It gives you that extra 20%. So yeah, it's about as optimized as it could possibly be. So yeah, if you liked it, like it. Dislike it if you have to. Don't give a fuck. And as always, fuck your couch.